There are a lot of skins in Fortnite, and while I'm pretty happy with most of my purchases in-game, there are some skins that we here at Top 5 Gaming regret purchasing. Whether we only used it once or we just bought it on site and don't like the skins compared to some of the newer ones, there are some skins in Fortnite that I'm pretty sure most Fortnite players wish they could just get their money back for.
But can't you do that already?
No, not really, Fred.
What if you sold your account?
Getting banned is not epic. All right, well, let's just get down to it and use that code. T5G, baby. Number 10, the Skull Trooper. Skull Trooper is both one of the most demanded skins in Fortnite history, but also one of the most complained about, purely because all the people who used to own it before it re-released thought it was OG and began to argue with the players who bought it the second or even third time it came back into the shop. Originally, Skull Trooper came out during the first ever Fortnitemares in 2017, alongside Ghoul Trooper, and the following year he was considered one of the rarest skins in the game due to the fact that no one really bought him during his first appearance. Almost every single reply to a Fortnite social media post during the summer of 2018 was a demand to bring back Skull Trooper, with those who already owned him saying he should stay rare. By the time Fortnitemares 2018 came around, Skull Trooper was brought back into the item shop, and many people bought him, like a ton of people. Those who got him originally before his re-release were mad because it was no longer considered OG, and Epic Games decided to give them an exclusive variant. By now, both sides were pretty happy with themselves, although a lot of fans who bought the Skull Trooper during the re-release realized that he wasn't as great as he used to be, and the hype train around him just ended, with people focusing more on phone exclusives, Renegade Raider, and Ghoul Trooper. Then when Fortnitemares 2019 came around, those who had bought the Skull Trooper were slapped in the face even harder when he returned for a third time and was officially declared a trash skin. Did anyone even buy Skull Trooper this time around? Most people were focused on buying Ghoul Trooper this year, making Skull Trooper, well, just a regular old skin at this point. What was once a great OG skins to show off to your friends is now another boring Halloween skin. I wonder what the next outfit will be that everyone goes crazy over, but how do you feel about Epic bringing back these skins? I feel like it's not sticking true to the people that helped Fortnite take off from the very beginning. Number 9, the Mecca team leader. During Season 9's big event, which was arguably the most ambitious live event to date, the big robot at Pressure Plant was activated and fought off a huge one-eyed monster that was trying to destroy the island. Everyone was secretly hoping that these two characters would be turned into item shop skins, and luckily, when the event ended and we all returned to the lobby, the Mecca team leader skin was right there waiting for us. Unfortunately, the Caddis monster was not turned into a skin. Most fans, still buzzing from the hype of the event, spent all their V-Bucks on the new skin, and almost immediately realized that, well, it's terrible. Sure, it's super unique, but it feels like something you buy from a gift shop and then forget about. Basically, the skin is just huge, and when you run around with it equipped in Battle Royale, you stick out like a sore thumb. I don't think I've actually seen anyone in the wild wearing this skin. In the wild? Almost everyone who bought it regrets it, and let's be honest, most of us already used up all our refund tokens years ago. That is just a shame. Number 8, DJ Bop. DJ Bop first entered the item shop back in Season 7, and she seems to be the female version of DJ Yonder, who was a Season 6 Battle Pass skin. Although DJ Yonder is an epic rarity skin, and well, DJ Bop is not. In fact, Bop is a legendary outfit, which means she costs a massive 2,000 V-Bucks. Just look at her. Does she look like a skin worth 2,000 V-Bucks? No. Not only that, but it's just kind of a mess skin in general. Sure, when she first came out, a ton of people thought she looked kind of cool and bought her, but most of them regret it now considering all the other skins they could have gotten for that amount of V-Bucks. She's also just really flashy and easy to spot from far away on the battlefield. There isn't really anything good about this skin because she's just a generally trash thing that people bought because it was cool for about, I would say like something like 4 seconds. I mean, people say she's a furry. I'm not against the furries, but I'm also not really a fan. Another thing to note is what exactly is going on with these glasses. This skin is just hideous. Like 2,000 V-Bucks for this. I really hope anyone who bought this had a refund token left because it is a yikes. Number 7, Crackabella. When Crackabella came out, we were all pretty much horrified. I mean, just look at those eyes. If that isn't nightmare fuel, I don't know what is. She's one of the weirdest looking skins on the game, and colors and just everything about her is so bland and dull and really does not fit with any theme of any season ever released in Fortnite. She's so different to a ton of skins, and while some people actually somehow like that, a lot of people who bought Crackabella definitely regret doing so. Hopefully they bought her using code T5G because that would make it at least a little bit acceptable. Now, luckily she wasn't legendary, but she was epic, and man, I really do not see anyone using her in Fortnite. Like, have you ever seen someone in Fortnite with Crackabella equipped? Does anyone even have her in their locker? Is that a thing? It just feels like they spent more time designing Crackshot. Like, I don't know what happened with Crackabella. Like, Number 6, Rabbit Raider. Rabbit Raider is one of those old skins, basic skins that came out in the early days of Fortnite. It first released during Easter of 2018, and on the very first day it came out, the skin was extremely bugged and glitched all over the place for the people who had it equipped, almost making you stretch around like... Stretch res, there it is again. It was like this for almost a week until Fortnite claimed to fix the visual glitch in a patch, although people still got the bug for months afterwards, and it was clear that anyone who bought Rabbit Raider was pretty regretful about it. Not to mention that we've only had 2 Easters since it was released, but it's coming to the shop like 8 times, so is it even a holiday skin? The design itself isn't that much of an eyesore, but the bugs along with the fact that you can only really wear this during the Easter holidays makes it a pretty dreadful skin for anyone who bought it. Also, if you used Rabbit Raider until the town was a thing in Season 10, and you'd end up looking like Jason Voorhees. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty funny. Number 5, Cipher. Okay, so you only really have to look at this skin and realize why anyone who bought this thing definitely regrets doing so. I mean, this is Cipher, and it's not even a cool skin like Bill Cipher. It's just some trashy, futuristic skin that looks like someone who's cosplaying for a Comic-Con or something. It was released in Season 3 when most skins were pretty dull to anyone who bought this. So anyone who bought this might have thought it looked cool compared to the other outfits at the time, but now in 2019, we have skins like the Zero skin or the Stormtrooper. This, well, is not really competing too well. Doesn't look too great. Cipher is actually the female version of something we're going to explore further in the video. Spoiler alert. Whoops. But yeah, this isn't even the worst of it. Fasten your seatbelts. It gets even worse. Unless you somehow actually like the look of the skin, which is, well, first of all, how? Second of all, that's your opinion, as is all of these spots. But still, how? Let me know in the comments below if you know anyone who actually bought this skin and actually uses it, because I don't think I've ever seen Cipher in a match. It's like a rare Pokemon. Number 4, Ranger. So in Fortnite, there are a few controversial skins and cosmetics which have been called out for being just reskins, recolors, or retextures, and then sold separately from the original thing that they were based on. A good example of this is the Gunner Backplane, which is one of the most controversial cosmetics to come out in the game's history. The Backplane was released separately in the item shop, and after Backlash, Epic removed it permanently from the game. Now let me show you this skin. Introducing Ranger. This skin is basically just the default skin with some different colors. Although when it came out, people didn't really care, and some players actually bought this thing for 800 V-Bucks. A year ago, this became one of the rarest skins in the game, but then Epic decided to bring it back again and again, and then again, to the point where it's now been in the item shop a total of 9 times, so it really isn't that rare anymore. So if you bought Ranger, you'd end up regretting it either because it's not rare anymore or because it's just a blatant default skin retexture that you bought for 800 V-Bucks, which could have been spent on an Epic emote or something. You're gonna have to take the loss on this one if you bought the skin. It's the ice. Number 3, Zoe. Zoe was one of the most broken skins ever released in Fortnite. She was available in the Season 4 Battle Pass if you reach Tier 47, and is a pretty basic skin. Not many people used her, but in October of 2018, a select few people figured out that there was a massive bug with Zoe. If you had Zoe equipped in a match, then the further away the enemy was, the harder it was for them to see you. At some points, the Zoe skin was literally invisible, like her entire character was just invisible as a bug that happened to pretty much everyone who equipped it. People quickly abused the bug and used Zoe in every match before Epic Games caught on and disabled her while they worked to fix it. She was disabled for a week or 2, and anyone who had her was not able to use the skin and would be given a big padlock icon on Zoe in their locker. If you were a Zoe main, it sucks to be you. Number 2, Flytrap. Flytrap is a legendary skin that was released back in Season 4, and he's probably one of the worst looking item shop skins on the market, especially at a heartbreaking price of 2,000 V-Bucks. Flytrap is a burden upon anyone who ever buys him. I mean, just look at him. He looks like a failed superhero. Flytrap looks like if a vampire tried to cosplay as a cabbage. It does not fit very well. I feel bad for anyone who bought Flytrap because that is just horrifying. One of the highest prices you can even pay for a cosmetic. Make sure you don't accidentally buy this thing next time it appears in the shop, although there is an undo purchase button, thankfully. Honorable mention number 1 is going to be the Cuddle Team Leader. Cuddle Team Leader, why are they on this list, you might be asking? Well, it's an honorable mention because this involves all versions of the Cuddle Team Leader. People who originally bought the Cuddle on her first release for Valentine's Day may have been excited, but then Fortnite ended up releasing Fireworks Team Leader, which, cool, it's the same character with a different design, but another 1,500 V-Bucks? Then people who bought those skins would have been happy until the Panda Team Leader was released, and at that point, it's turning into a joke. Now they bought 3 versions of the same skin, and then, well, what's that? Spooky Team Leader? How many of these are there? Jeez, that's like 7,000 V-Bucks in total for 4 skins that are the same thing with different patterns on the costume. I can't. That is a scam. Come on. Number 1, Circuit Breaker. Circuit Breaker is the male version of the Cipher skin, and it is 100% the worst looking skin in Fortnite history. It's awful. It's gross. It's boring. It's bland. Did I tell you it was awful? Oh my god. Anyone who bought this thing definitely regrets it by now. He was added in season 2, so anyone who bought it at the time had a bit more sense than anyone who chooses to buy this thing now in 2019. Luckily, it's not as big of a scam as other skins, as this only costs 1,200 V-Bucks, but that's still a lot for such a trash design. I mean, if I bought this thing, I'd be logging out of my Fortnite account instantly just so I don't have to look at it in my locker anymore. Do you have this skin? Let us know in the comments below, but do us a favor and drop that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hey, check out this video right over here. We got another video we're sure you're gonna love. You gotta click it. There's an annotation. You can see it. You can click it. Boom.